So apparently modern dating is in a crisis and it sucks and everyone hates it. And basic logic, his title is How Modern Dating Trade Women to Hate Men. Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone hates modern dating. People blame dating apps, but is technology the only thing to blame? Past generations made the short.
Oh, there's a guy, he's kind of part of the Manosphere content thing, and I think he puts it out. He says something that's like, when you think about it, you go, "Oh shit!" It was over for modern dating. What we consider as today's modern dating happened when uh, people were given cell phones with Facebook pre-installed on the first smartphone, on the Apple, on the original iPhone. That's when it started going downhill. That's when at all times you had access to almost everybody on the internet. And the thing is, you can say that the original dating sites, really, like, I know that people used back in the day. I don't think it's really relevant anymore. I think OkCupid was a big one. I know they're still around, but you could also say that MySpace was the original dating one. Oh my god, I actually have a story. So, okay, my mom was single at the time, and my brother and I were a little bit more informed on social media than her. Like, remember, this was still the early days, so this was like 2000. I want to say six, or yeah, around 2006. And apparently, just a random guy messaged her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going on a date." Yeah, he messaged me on MySpace, and we looked at her. It went, "Don't do that. It's not going to go well for you, mom. Are you meeting in a public place?" Like, we were the parents, yeah, for for my mom for a second, and oh my god, was it a horrible date? So she goes there, and almost the first thing, within the first like 10 minutes of the lunch or dinner or whatever she went to, I forget what it was, but like, he was asking her if she was into threesomes. My mom, the at the time, like 39-year-old Christian conservative, like, nope. So she came back from that date and she was like, "You guys were right." And then she told us what happened. Like, I think I was like 16 at the time. My brother was like 12. 16 minus 4. Yeah, 12. So my mom is on her fourth marriage. And he's a really great guy. And he looks like a handsome version of Brock Lesnar. He's a big dude.
The choice to abandon the traditions and customs that used to govern romantic interaction and matchmaking. Instead, now we have open dating. In theory, it's freedom. Anyone can go up to anyone else, anywhere, and try to get a date. In practice, it makes people hate each other.
Yes.
But if you don't hate me, you should consider subscribing. It helps the channel. You're probably familiar with why men don't like this system. They're the ones expected to go up to strange women with little to no vetting, ask them out, and more likely than not, get rejected several times before finally going on a date with someone who might not even use. It's an introvert's nightmare and effort with minimal reward. Dating apps haven't changed this dynamic. It's the same, just magnified 100-fold. Some men are envious of women's roles in modern dating. After all, they just get to sit back and pick. But have you considered what open dating?
That they have infinite access to all the men in the world. Honestly, they have choice paralysis to a certain extent. I think that's one of the reasons why you see so many breakups. And I'm not talking about divorces necessarily. I do know that that goes into it. I'm mainly stating the fact that I think that you see more breakups because women, like I said, they, date across and up. And if someone is up and that is available, and let's just say you're not holding up to, her new standards, then that's going to go up. At least that's what I think. But we'll see what Logic thinks about this.
Since any man anywhere could ask any woman out at any time, that means if a man isn't showing interest in you in that instant, then he's perceived as rejecting you. When single men are
That is true. You see all these TikTok videos, right? Like so many TikTok videos of women being like, "Look, I just like I gave you like the 0.5 second look, I went like this and he didn't come over." I think I watched a video the other day where there's a guy who's theorizing that women are going to be more aggressive in regards to asking men out on dates. But the thing is, you'll still end with the same issue, is that because of hypergamy, it's going to go up. It's not going to be the guy that's right for them. It's going to be the 10 out of 10, the guy who's, because here's the thing, and I'm not trying to red pill, like go manosphere on you guys, but it is the case where, like, I hate to say this because I'll sound like Andrew Tate, but you guys will get it. I'm kind of trying to sound cringy a little bit, but the top G's, why would the 10 out of 10 men settle down if he has access to all these women? So you have a paradox, essentially. You have women that are constantly going for the top dude, and then you have the guy who's not going to commit, because if all these women are just flying his way, why would he settle down? So we have a paradox here.
tired of the psychological toll of rejection, they can simply take a break and try again in the future. When single women are tired of feeling rejected, there isn't an off switch. The
Well, let's see. As I said, we're instantly replaceable now. In the dating market, I can say that, but in a societal level, we are not replaceable. And the thing is, we need to put value back in, the everyday hardworking man again, which means we need to bring back manufacturing. But yeah, once we, value that again as a society, and hopefully women can value that again, then I think you would start seeing a shift. The other thing is that what we're running into is that women are graduating like 70% versus men's like 30% in regards to college nowadays. So essentially, we have a bunch of spaces that are rejecting men. So if you're in the office space, do you actually want to work in an office space if you're afraid to talk to a woman? Like, man, I can't tell you how many articles I've read of women, and these are like just journalists like interviewing a woman or some other thing. And I'm not trying to downgrade on them, but the thing is, like, it's one of those you created the problem kind of deals. Like Me Too, great idea. Hold men accountable. But then what happened? Aziz Ansari happened. Then you had, let's see, the guy from Screen Junkies. I forget his name, but he has a great channel called Popcorn Planet. Like, so many men essentially got falsely accused of shit that they didn't do. Every woman is like, oh, a guy was kind of weird on a date one time. Like we're getting accused of like random shit. And one of the problems is that because we've rejected masculinity in so many areas of the economy, men don't want to go there anymore. Why would men want to go to college? Like, just to be shit on all the time. Why? What's the incentive? So I'm going to go to college. Basically 90% of the professors are going to say I'm wrong most of the time for existing. And then I'm going to go to the job market where women are prioritized over me. And then women are upset that men aren't making more money when the said women are, in those positions now. So there's so many different parts to this whole dating marketplace thing, that it's just a clusterfuck. And let's see, I think it was who was it? I think it was Asmongold. One of the issues that I think that we've ran into is that everyone kind of knew what the dance was, back in the, like, let's just say the 1900s to 1950s, right? It's like, man would go up to a woman, ask her out. There'd be the handkerchief, that leaving the handkerchief, dropping the handkerchief. Like, men would give women would give men actual real hints back in the day. And the roles were more defined. And because the roles were more defined in the culture, that means kind of there was a process to that. But now that there's so many different subcultures here in the United States and in Western culture just in general, no one knows what they're getting into if they're asking someone out on a date. Okay, am I asking out am I about to buy a beer for a lefty lunatic liberal? Like, for all I know, like, there's a bunch of wolves in sheep's clothing, So we have a paradox going on where no one knows what the roles are, and it was so much simpler back in the day. But now that women are in a large portion of the economy, we can't go back. So can't afford kids, can't have nuclear families where mom stays at home, takes care of the kids, but then women are upset that they're not working, and then the women that are working are upset that they're working. So it's a clusterfuck, man. It's a clusterfuck. Oh, do I have a spam chatter and kick? Abalama. Hey, bro, I enjoyed your stream. I had some suggestions I want to share with you, but I don't want to spam your chat. Let's chat on Discord. Dude, you are not the first and you will not be the last. Suck a dick. Go away. All right, let's continue on. My rant was long.
Action registers as rejection. And with phones and social media, a man could reach out to her at any time of the day. So even avoiding men is rejected by a woman after initiating an interaction. But women feel
I think his channel's called Psych Hacks, and he actually did a thing where he told no, he was talking to a dude, like one of his clients. He's a psychiatrist. And what the guy did is that he went to Las Vegas and essentially just tried to chat up, because apparently this guy like had real anxiety, like talking to women. So in order to get over that, what he did was he went to Las Vegas, where there's plenty of women, and they're usually like, it's a mixed bag, but like they're used to being hit on. So he talked to literally like 900 women in 3 days. And it got to the point where he actually was bored and then stopped. he got over his anxiety talking to women, but he also got bored. Like he's like, they have nothing good to say.
feel antagonized just by men existing, and especially if he's asking out other women. This setup guarantees resentment. And what do some women do to offset those?
Okay, start here. Men exist. Men exist. Men exist. Sound logic. See, my friend Brianna, she said women were crazy.
Feelings of chronic rejection. They pursue attention, perhaps by dressing in immodest ways or posting more revealing. Since society abandoned tradition, there are no guardrails against immodesty. In doing so, she will get more male attention, but not the kind she wants. Lust will rest. The results are an unfortunate feedback loop. Healthy men do not appreciate immodesty, leading to increased rejection, leading to increased attention.
See, that's kind of the weird thing. It's like, I think women are more susceptible to social pressure from other women. They see a woman getting attention for dressing a little scantily, so they will mimic that behavior in order to get attention. And I'm not saying that men don't do that, but I think that women are more just susceptible to it than men are. I think that, and I think that's one of the reasons we run into those problems, is that it is a monkey see, monkey do situation. It's almost the same thing as like, other people turning trans for attention. I must be trans because I'm also lonely and I feel rejected. And this is a community that embraces me, that will embrace me no matter what, right? So it's the same thing. It's a social contagion of whores, essentially. And we're going through this thing, not to sound like Brian from the Whatever podcast or Brian Atlas, but we do have a thing called hoflation. Our grandfathers had higher quality women with less standards, and now the standards are 10x now for lower quality. So essentially, the dating market is men going out there and going, none of these women, all of them are hoes, and then they leave the dating market. I mean, that's one of the reasons why you have MGTOW, men going their own way, right? And it's a very interesting situation where it's like men just are like, okay, I'm just done. Like, it's not even worth it. And if the juice isn't worth the squeeze, then men are going to adapt to the market. That's what human beings do. They just adapt. Okay, if I'm just going to be pissed off all the time and I'm just going to be rejected all the time, I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to leave. And I'm not saying that I'm MGTOW or anything. I just haven't bothered with it. I'm just happy where I'm at, streaming, making videos, going to work, all that jazz. And it's just a thing I don't need to worry about. Would I like a relationship in the future? Yeah, but I'm just not actively pursuing one. So I'm not like MGTOW. I'm just like, I'm on the bench.
leading to an increase in lustful attention and therefore a decrease in the quality of men. In time, all interactions with men become negative. Higher quality men stay far away. Meanwhile, men of lesser character make themselves abundant. This is a painful situation to be in and damning to a woman's self-esteem. To lessen psychological pain, there is
Sorry.
a convenient lie a woman can tell herself. All men are like this. It's easy to generalize from the pool of names, often those lacking self-control or
Men are so disgusting and shameless. Guys literally only want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. Men hypersexualize women nonstop. They act shocked about the male loneliness epidemic. You dehumanized us as sex objects, and now we are forced to see you as nothing more than porn-brained goblins. Maybe start being ashamed of how you view women. Men are so disgusting. Disgusting. Seriously, 99% of men are disgusting, and the other 1% are fucking losers. Well, the thing is, if you're continuing to view men in this way, then just a lot of men are going to reject you, and they're just going to use you as a real life pocket pussy. Like that's like a bang and go away kind of situation, one night stands, all that. Because if they have no intention of dating you, then you were just good for one thing. But the thing is, if you actually have the right standards for men to uphold that also aligns with their values, then they're going to pursue you. I mean, like I've been thinking about it for a little while, and I've been thinking, you know what, it might be good to actively go after Christian women, because guess what? Even though I'm not a Christian, I mean, my mom's Christian, but my stepdad isn't. Like, he's an atheist, and he married my mom, so it's like it still works out. But he still has the same like conservative values as she does, even though he doesn't believe in God, right? So, so if I ever go back in the dating pool, I'm actually considering like just actively going after traditional Christian women. And where do you go? You go to church. Hey, my stepdad's an atheist. He still goes to church with my mom. So like you know what? I could take a few hours out of my Sunday. And hey, and the thing is, like, Christian girls, they still put out. They just have more traditional standards, right? So again, women still adapt even with religion there, and even in the case where it's like they're the type of girl that wants to be celibate before marriage, just depending on the girl, I might be into that. You never know. You never know. I'm not planning anything. I'm just thinking, you know what? If I want to be where I want to be, and I want to get the type of one I want to go, then go with the type of women that actually act the way that I want. You right? So it's like the solution was right there, and I have to be a little bit more flexible in my mind. Sergeant Sapien, the problem with that as an atheist is, how do you raise the kids? I would raise them Christian. I wouldn't care.
respect.
I was raised Christian, and the thing is, I think I prefer Christian values because that's essentially the basis of Western morality. Like whether you're an atheist or not, you still embrace Christian values because those are Western values. Like literally, a lot of our laws are based on that. Like one of the things when we became the United States and we were writing the Declaration of Independence, like they wanted to be 100% before they wrote anything to the king. So one of the stipulations is that they were going to be faith based, and all of them. There was a kind of a standout because I forget. I think it was Maine or Massachusetts that was Catholic, but no, all the rest were Protestant Christians. And they're like, okay, Catholic, so whatever. They're like, it counts. Like we're doing freedom of religion anyways. So yeah, that's kind of how that happened. Actually, to make another point, that's one of the reasons why slavery was kept. So because they said, if we're going to be doing this, if we're going to be going against the redcoats, we need to agree 100% on everything that we're standing for. It's one of the reasons why the abolishment of slavery wasn't in the Declaration of Independence. One of the original documents actually had the Declaration of Independence saying that we need to abolish slavery, and only I think 10 out of 13 said, or no, 11 out of 13 said, no, we're keeping slavery. And I think one of them was South Carolina. If I'm not, Virginia and South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
The upside? No need to acknowledge the painful reality. Just blame it on all men being trash. And this lie is
Misandry.
leave if she never had good role.
Screw men, I'm going to vote against whatever they're for. That does seem like the case. It's like whatever men like, whatever, men find productive, they seem to just want to vote against, no matter how much explaining and logical thinking goes behind it.
Models. And since these women vote, you will see their dissatisfaction reflected in policy, often by turning the state into a makeshift.
I wonder what party, hold on. I wonder what party he's talking about.
Makeshift husband, further contributing to the gender divide in politics. Unfortunately, it's always been the responsibility of. You can follow the best system for relationships, perfectly designed for the human condition, but social conventions followed by just one person don't work. In the cultural power vacuum left behind by the church and other socials, Hollywood fantasies and social media have taken over, resulting in a culture of naive hedonism and built-up resentment. Should we be surprised then that in the age of sexual
tradition is a set of solutions for which we have forgotten the problems? Donald Kingsbury. Interesting.
freedom, we have become the loneliest generation?
Well, hey, I mean, I'm kind of like, a lot of us are probably a little bit of a result of that. I mean, here we are, we're on our computers, maybe you're listening on your cell phone or something like that, and we're lonely. I mean, we're listening to podcasts, we're watching YouTube videos, constantly going on TikTok, we're getting our dopamine hits. And the thing is, like, if you're getting your dopamine hit, then why would you get your dopamine hit from, a relationship if you're already constantly getting it in like short spurts in real time? But I will leave that there. Hey, thank you for watching this clip from my live stream. Please comment below, like, and subscribe. And be sure to subscribe to my main channel, where I do all these live streams and have my independent videos where I do deep dives. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you are somebody, I am nobody, and I hope you have a fantastic day.